Hi friends, today I am here with Kenzie Elizabeth.
Hi.
I'm very excited to have this woman on my channel. She was like, pizza talk has been a dream of mine. And I was
dream.
like, I can make all the dreams come true, man. We actually just filmed a video on self-confidence and self-love and just loving yourself and just all the things on her channel. So I'm gonna link it down below as well as on her face. Go subscribe, go do all the things, please.
All the things, all the things.
Please. So, we're filming a pizza talk today with this sexy slice right here. Multiple slices
so
to be
good.
exact. And I tweeted for you guys to send me questions with the hashtag pizza talk. And today I decided that I'm going to be using that hashtag for every pizza talk and just have it as more of a consistent thing. So Katie asks, there are two guys that I'm interested in, but I am so shy around them. Help. I've had this issue before when you got like two guys where you're like, ooh, I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you too.
What are you supposed to do?
And she's shy. That can also be kind of crippling because you don't know how to go about the situation in any way, shape, or form. But I'd say pick one that you want to like go for at this current time. If you guys are in school together, I would say maybe just like say hey to them in the hallway, like a little flirty, like hey blah blah blah, hey Tony, you know, and then
Follow them on Twitter, you know.
Yeah, hit them with the follow on Twitter and
some
Instagram.
likes.
Maybe like up their stuff on social media so they get the memo.
Don't be nervous. Like it'll be fine. Boys are just boys. Like they're not that important.
Right? Oh my god. Like also boys don't know when you like them, so
They're
you need to give them some
Idiots.
kind of a memo. Like they're very asleep when it comes to that stuff. Like you gotta be like, hey, I'm knocking at your door and I'm here and I like you. Don't actually show up at their house, but
No,
hey, yeah.
that'd be weird.
Oh yeah.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
This is literally the best piece I've ever had.
Beck asked tips for motivating yourself. And I wanted to do this one because Kenzie's one of the most on it people that I know. And I need to know your motivation tips.
Okay. I have lots of tips. I think I've done like 17 videos on this.
I've seen it a lot on your channel.
Yeah, recently. I've done
Motivating.
like a ton. Yeah, okay, so my number one thing is like a planner. I feel like when I say that, it comes off as like I'm like a 40-year-old soccer mom. I joke about being that way, but like personality-wise, I'm not. Like I'm not uptight. I'm not like that at all. But like planners help me so much and they make me want to do stuff. I don't know. Literally like this one thing I can tell you is get a passion planner or like any planner. I use a passion planner.
She's a big fan of it.
I'm a huge fan. No, literally I think I've talked about it in like 25 videos. Chris Clemens is like, when are you gonna shut the fuck up? Like, he's like, you gotta stop. But yeah, any planner will do. I don't know. I just got really into that. Oh, make list. I'm a big fan of lists. I know you're a fan of lists. Yes.
I have a tip, and I'm stealing this from my friend Claudia. I watched this Vlogmas episode of hers, and somebody kind of asked her the same kind of question, and she was like, I'm all about like the to-do list thing, but at the top of it, you have to write, you can do these things if you want to, and underline can and want. Because you're capable of doing any of the things that you put your mind to, but you just gotta actually like have the drive to do them. So when you're looking at the list, you can be like, oh wow, these are all the things. And don't let it overwhelm you. That's a big part of it too. Like looking at all the stuff you have to do and being like, oh my god, I just want to crawl under a rock. Coconut. She wants to crawl under a rock too.
I'm typically like a really motivated person though, as is. You know, like I just get really into things. So
And you also, I feel like you wake up early too.
The latest I really wake up normally is like 9:30, I think. So like waking up early makes a big difference, especially because if you start your day off by like doing stuff or like working out or doing something productive that's like bettering yourself, you're like 20 times more likely to get stuff done. Because if I just sit around and I watch Netflix and stuff, I'm literally not gonna get anything done the whole day. So it's like how you start your day.
Yep. Sam asks, what do you do when your mom hates you and is a really negative person? Your mom doesn't hate you, okay? The love is there, and sometimes it's just hard to see in people. There's things clouding it.
You don't see eye to eye, especially with parents.
Yeah, wow, very true. But I had this Vlogmas episode, or Vlogmas a day, where I was like crying in front of my camera because I was just like having issues with my mom, and I normally like vent to a camera. I was like, I just feel like my mom hates me, and like I know that she doesn't. Like my mom loves me a lot, and I'm sure that your mom loves you a lot too. She does not hate you. Like I said before, sometimes things just get clouded, or they just get really overwhelmed, or they get stressed out, and then people act out of just very stressful situations, and they'll just say things that they don't mean. Very impulsive, exactly. I'd say just take a step back, reevaluate the situation, and
maybe
be like,
talk to your mom about it too.
Yeah, talk to her, or write her a letter. I talked about it in the pizza talk with my mom. I was like, because somebody asked like tips for bettering the relationship with your mom, which is kind of the same thing that we're talking about now. Writing down all of your feelings, the things that you don't feel like you can say face to face without them sparking some kind of like stress or freaking out or interrupting you. Yeah, because writing it all out and having time for them to like read it and reflect is the best.
My mom and I were not on the best terms for a while, and I was living with my dad and stuff, and I like wrote a letter, like we like had that, then we like chilled out for a little bit, and then we like talked, and like you talk it out, and you're just like, hey mom, like the way you treat me, like they might not even be realizing that what they're doing is like hurting them, and like you may not be realizing that what you're doing is hurting them or hurting you. So yeah, you just have to be very self-aware, and you have to like be willing to
fix the situation. If you want to help the situation, you can help it. You can do all the things.
You can do all the things.
Just all the things. That's my favorite phrase.
I know, it's so funny.
Melina asked us, how do you deal with feeling stuck / in a slump? So when you get in that kind of headspace where you're like, nothing is going right. Well, first, let me tell you, Mercury's in retrograde right now, so things are going awry.
I was literally about to say, I'm like, you gotta check your horoscope, you gotta check everything, like you, like don't blame it, but understand.
When you're in a slump, I would say that you need to do something to spruce it up. And you just gotta like find that one turning point where you're like, this will actually get me out of bed, or this will actually make me want to go out and do stuff. Maybe hang out with some friends that are very motivating, that will like lift your energy.
It's really normal to go into slumps, like super normal, and whenever I get in them, I'm like, why am I like this? Like I'm so angry, I'm so annoyed, and then I just like not like fun to be around. So I would say like do something different too, because I know sometimes I'll have like no ideas for videos, or like no ideas for like other things that I do, and I will just go do something that I haven't done that I've been wanting to do. Like a while ago I went to like Malibu, like just like random things, and then it just like sparks it because you're in like a new environment.
Just like getting out of your daily routine.
Yes,
that's very important. Because when you get stuck in the routine, then you just feel stuck in life, and you're just like, what am I doing? But also, I would say that sometimes it's important to have those moments where you are feeling stuck and you are feeling a slump, and it's okay to be sad. Not like sulking in the sadness where you're like, everything is awful, you know?
Like pity yourself.
But like, you need to have those moments to have some kind of awareness of what happiness is, because then you know the differing side and you know what to do to get yourself back to that happy point.
Yep, I'm really not kidding. I think this is the best we've ever had.
Okay, Kendall asked us, my mom hates that I'm pescatarian. How do I get her to understand, because she won't listen to me? I don't think your mom's mad at you for doing it, but she's probably just like, what the heck, this is different. If she doesn't eat that way, then she's going to be confused about it. But just taking the time to educate your family on why you're pescatarian or why you don't want to eat it, then that will kind of help her understand too. Do your research, folks.
The thing is flashing up there, what does that mean?
I don't know. Space Babe asks, how do you know if you're in a toxic friendship, and if you are, how do you get out of it if you see them all the time? We were kind of discussing this in Kenzie's video too.
Yeah.
Like, negative people will be complaining all the time, will be gossiping all the time, and just speaking just bad tongue.
Like, pay attention to how you feel after you're done hanging out with them. Because if you don't feel better after hanging out with them, it's not worth it. Exactly. I would even argue that friends who don't like, they're not necessarily negative, but they're also not like directing you in a more positive way, or like uplifting you, or like making you like a better person, and like vice versa for them. They're kind of toxic too, because they're just like there, you know what I mean? Yeah. You need friends only who are like positive and make you like uplifted, and like will help you out. Yeah.
Like Kenzie said, you just have to be aware of how you feel when you leave the situation. And if you're like, shit, like I'm so sick of hearing all that blah blah blah, you know, don't hang out with them. That's literally like, you're the only one in charge of that. So ways to cut them out of your life. I've only had to do this once in my whole entire life. The best thing to do is like, either, I wouldn't say call them, because then it's kind of like you get the response and you're like, ooh, you don't want to drag them back in, you know?
Yeah.
Send them a text, and just like, not a, hey, you suck, gotta go text. Just tell them that the situation feels different, that you don't feel like it's the same anymore, and you want to take a break from seeing them. And then they'll understand, or, you know,
and
even
if they're
they
like
don't,
truly a positive person, like they're gonna like be good for you, they'll apologize and they'll get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also be like careful to take them back.
And sometimes also the apology doesn't come immediately. They're not gonna be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, it will take time for somebody to realize, oh, I was kind of shitty in that situation.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get back to them and apologize for all the things that I did.
Same thing happened with me though. Like, I had falling outs like before I moved with like some of my really good friends, and it took us all months to realize that we were like, all of us were at fault. You look back on it and you're like, it's just stupid, and like we all apologize.
Most of you were immature in the situation.
Yeah, exactly. Because in the time, it's like, it's fragile, and like you're upset and you're hurt, and it just like, you don't act like how you wish you would have.
This is like kind of an advice question, kind of just a question in general, but I'll probably end it off on this note, I suppose. Carly asked, what do you consider to be the key to happiness? DJ Khaled up in this bit. I had to make the reference. Like, how could I not? You know, people would have made it in the comments.
They would have done it anyways. Exactly. You did it. Happiness thing is all about your attitude, and I think it's how you think of, like, I'm very law of attraction. I know Megan is too. Like, the key to happiness for me personally is like how I think. Like, what you are thinking is how you're going to be. Like, you can't have all these negative thoughts and then be like, why am I not happy? Like,
Exactly.
obviously you're not gonna be happy if you're thinking so negatively. You have to think positively.
Wow, that's such a great one. Like, thoughts are just the key to happiness. Really though, because you can manifest anything into existence, and anything that you put this little noggin of yours to, or big noggin, because you got a lot of thoughts in there, man.
Lots of thoughts.
But I would say your mind is the key to happiness, honestly. What you want, you can get, and you just have to learn to understand that. So, tips for you: watch The Secret, read the book Did I Ever Wake Up by Maud's son.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a couple plugs right now. Do stuff for you that makes you really happy, and hang out with people that make you really happy, and just surround yourself with that kind of positive energy. That would be the key to success, and that is the key to happiness. I don't know if this pizza talk was long or short, but I hope that we covered all the things that you wanted us to cover. And I got a lot of other episodes of this as well, where we cover more topics and just general life advice. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Go and, like I said, check out the video that we filmed on Kenzie's channel, and subscribe if you are not already. She uploads all the time. She's
All the
really
time.
into it, and I love all of the vids that she makes. She's great, and I'm happy to be here, man. And I'm happy she's here. So yeah, comment your favorite part of this vid down below, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, stay smiling. Bye.
Woo!
Let your booty do that yoga.
Party at the beach down in Copacabana.